Whatever Spider-Man 4 was a few months to a year ago has allegedly changed to what it's going to be when we finally see the film. As reportedly, the film has gone through multiple changes, whether it's due to Sony or Marvel Studios and changes in directions, and now the story of what the film was is substantially changing to what we're going to be getting, and some of these changes might piss some people off. So we've known for a while that Marvel Studios has worked out a new deal with Sony. What this deal is, how it favors Marvel and or Sony, we don't know. It's pretty safe to say that it probably favors Sony a little bit more, as they were the ones that had Spider-Man and were ready to take him away after Spider-Man Far From Home. I think it's safe to say that Sony's going to be calling a few more shots. And if you guys have been keeping up with what's been said, in the past, we heard, and it was reported by multiple insiders, that the direction of Spider-Man 4 would be a street-level film, but that Sony was effectively pushing for another multiverse romp and saying, look, multiverse, $2 billion, street-level, $1 billion, therefore, do it multiverse. And according to some reports now that we're hearing, and the latest report, I think, was from Alex Perez, but there was others before that, they're all saying that the story is now changing. And instead of getting that street-level Daredevil, Spider-Man, and a few other characters versus Kingpin, that we might be getting Spider-Man, a little bit of Daredevil, a little bit of Kingpin, but also a lot more of the, hey, we need that $2 billion, so how do we work in other Spider-Men? And that the going consensus now is you need Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield back, and that their stories might actually factor into this in an interesting way. Now, while they don't elaborate on what this means, I would only assume that if the reports are true that came, I believe, from Daniel RPK, that Doctor Strange's spell affected all the other Spider-Men, therefore Andrew Garfield's and Tobey Maguire's universe is affected as well, where they don't remember Peter Parker, it would be a smart way to pick up from that. That's the only thing I can really think of in terms of how you bring them back and why, because their arcs were done. Their involvement with this Peter Parker was done. So I assume that's how you handle it. But again, it seems to be a sort of back and forth with Sony and Marvel Studios in terms of what everybody wants. And I just hope that this film isn't somewhat as disjointed as the first half of No Way Home, because you can tell they really wanted to rush past what Marvel Studios set up with the second film. And I really felt disappointed in that, because there was a lot of cool stuff we could have got there, especially Kraven, which we know was the idea, till Sony said, nope, we're just going to make Kraven by ourselves, and we'll see how that turns out. So I hope this works out for them, but man, every time we hear more about the pivots and the changes, I get a little bit more nervous. I don't know about you guys, but that's just how I'm feeling.